Yo, what up? This is D Knight, and you're listening to the Pardon the Interaction podcast. My oh my, we've had so much going on. For starters, in case you missed it, we've got a new addition to the Pardon Pie family, Tara Dublin. Make sure you go follow her on Twitter at Tara Dublin Rocks. Also, pick up a copy of her book while you're at it. Make her day, The Sound of Settling. A very fun and interesting read compared to the things we talk about on this podcast. But yeah, we're heading toward the do or die time for the 2024 election. Go ahead and hit up JoeBiden.com. Get that man like $1 a month or something. Help his campaign staff up and get prepared to try and save our democracy. And make sure to grab like one other person you know and tell them about the podcast. Make sure they subscribe and tune in every single week. We got a lot of things coming up for you this year. We need all the support that we can get. So if you do your part and help us grow our audience, we'll do our part and help elect Joe Biden in 2024 and save American democracy. And this is the Pardon the Interaction podcast.
So yeah, it's not great when two of your lawyers have to testify, presumably against you. And it's unclear why Little is being asked to testify in the documents case and not the case in which she's more obviously involved. So it'll be interesting to see why and why these documents had such pressing deadlines, as though it was a matter of pressing national security. I don't remember what the documents that they were requesting were, but they wanted like the appeal filing from Donald Trump's lawyer by like midnight 2 nights ago, and then they wanted the Department of Justice response by like 6 a.m., which is some crazy timing.
Yeah, I've never known lawyers that either one move that fast or any kind of judicial activity where like lawyers are expected to not only present emergency filings by midnight, but like also have the government respond by like 6 a.m. the next morning. That was an incredible fucking turnaround there. And like, I don't know what to assume here. Like, I have no idea what's going on. No one has any real insight into what it is that's going on in the DC court right now. But I imagine, like, from what it seems like, I don't know, like reckless speculation here. Trump has more classified documents. Like it seems like Jack Smith is really trying to nail this down so they can get him on instruction, so they can file some charges imminently. You know, a word that Fannie.
And why would they want to do it imminently unless it was a threat to national security?
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? If there are more documents out there in the wind or could potentially be in the hands of bad actors or on their way.
I had an idea. Maybe he's trying to get those make sure they have all those documents before he's subpoenaed. Before he's indicted, I mean.
Yeah, before he's indicted.
Before the revenge porn starts. The porn being our national secrets.
Yeah, well, look, it's entirely possible that, yes, they want to make sure they have all the documents in their possession before they file an indictment, because
they have Trump to look for the file on his computer that says to be sent if arrested.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Trump could have some kind of dead man switch where the documents go to foreign adversaries if he's indicted. They want to make sure they have all the goods. Look, I don't fucking know. I don't know the answers to these questions. Only Jack Smith and his team knows.
Maybe he's sick of the memes and just.
But I guess we're eventually going to find out. Just give it another few days. Again, like, this is Thursday. Corcoran will be testifying Friday. If there is going to be an indictment in that particular case, if the circumstances are that urgent, if not desperate, we'll find out more about that next week, I guess. I don't know. I don't have any fucking answers on this. I'm so sorry. Like, all I can do.
Why don't you know?
I mean, because I can't read people's minds. I'm not Professor fucking X. I can't put on the Cerebro and like read people's minds from hundreds of miles away. It's an incredible fucking power. I wish I could have it, but this is real life, not the movies. Speaking of which, Ty, movies. Would you be getting to write about some film critique in your future endeavors? That's some exciting shit.
Writing about movies. I am so excited.
Okay, Ty, tell the people where you got your new gig.
Collider.
Yeah, hey,
Ooh.
I'll be
Guys,
checking out this shit every once in a while.
follow me on Collider.
Hopefully you won't have to be embarrassed about where you work now. Beep. Find that spot. Oh, we just came back into the program. You can assume everyone is laughing because I said something really funny. Wow, Carol, you're hilarious.
You are. Pat yourself on the fucking back there. No, look, and like film stuff, I don't even know what else Collider writes about, to be honest, because the only reason I ever click on their shit is like film related items. Because they do a lot of the reviews. Well, mostly the gossip is what I sign up for. And not like the juicy gossip, like the film nerd gossip, like, oh, this person might be interested in this role in this movie if this director, like shit like that. But yeah, so congratulations on your future endeavors with Collider. I'm excited for you. Make you some money. And of course, if you dedicate yourself to that the way you've been dedicating yourself to writing in your other ventures, you'll soon own Collider. You'll be like the only author. Well, yeah, the only writer on staff because you'll be writing all the fucking articles and they'll be getting all the clicks. Yeah, I'm excited about that shit for you. Congratulations.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Anyway, where were we?
I think we were just figuring, finishing up, or maybe not, on our speculation as to why the DOJ case had to be expedited so quickly as it was in the last week. And, how fast we're going to hear about why.
I don't know. Soon. Okay, so the ruling, Judge Howell's ruling that Corcoran was basically crime fraud accepted was last week. I don't understand why it took so long for Trump's lawyers to file like an emergency appeal or whatever the fuck it is they filed. But like, I was like, wait till the last second, guys. But yeah,
because then the decision will theoretically be later, and they think they're buying a little bit of time.
Well, yeah, but if it's like an emergency, you don't be like, oh, my house is on fire. Let me go get a fire extinguisher the next day to try and put the fire out.
Unless people will send you money while you complain that your house is on fire.
Okay, well, that's yet another issue.
I read that he has raised like $1.5 million since his bullshit announcement that he would be arrested.
Trump, upon the announcement that he would have been arrested Tuesday, days ago, has since raised at least $1.5 million, if not more at this point. And I don't understand like why these fucking suckers decide that like they still want to contribute money to this motherfucker no matter how much he lies. Like he spent so much time racking up money to, combat the quote stolen election that once you saw that none of the money you donated went to him, well, engaging in that endeavor, like I don't understand why you would ever send him another fucking dollar, but people are fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, and I wouldn't want to send money to someone who is implicated in not one, but two financial fraud suspected crimes. He's got the money to Stormy Daniels case, of course, and this Trump media money laundering investigation. So he does once he gets,
Well, you're also leaving out the fact that his company's already been convicted of multiple crimes. The Trump Organization, his namesake.
Yeah, I was just trying to segue into that. But yeah, I did leave that out. But unfortunately, what I just read was all I have for notes for that.
We didn't really have to do a news heavy podcast. We could have just like been, a podcast of the people where we know they're sitting around waiting for the indictment the same way we are.
Yeah, we're waiting for it. But I'm just also relishing that there are all these other ongoing investigations.
That's totally fair. All right. So Trump Media, yes, it is also under criminal investigation, which it actually has been for quite some time now, but there was a new wrinkle.
So Trump Media is Truth Social, right? And some possible other offshoots that I don't know or care about.
Yeah, some dumb shit like that. What's most important about the Trump Media scandal is, well, for starters, Okay, Truth Social launched with the expectation they would eventually merge with a SPAC, one of these blank check corporations to go public. One of the employees of the company basically blew the whistle on some shenanigans going on at the company. Well, first of all, the relationship between a SPAC and the company that it intends to acquire should be a blind process, right? You shouldn't open a SPAC with the intention of acquiring one specific company. With this SPAC that was supposed to acquire True Social, they basically knew in advance when they started accepting funds that was the company they were going afterwards. So that's a big no-no. Also, Trump and his people were double dipping, right? Because they knew which SPAC was going to acquire True Social. They basically, Trump has a huge stake in Truth Social itself, like something along the lines of 90%. But he also has a pretty large stake in the SPAC that was supposed to acquire True Social, basically meaning that upon the company going public, he would get to cash out not once but twice. So, yep, that's a big no-no.
How does he keep up with all this criming simultaneously?
Well, here's the
I'm both horrified and impressed, but like he must have someone smarter than him on it. Who is facilitating all of this shit for him?
I don't know. This one's not really the most complicated of crimes, right? If you know the guy who's running the SPAC and and you already have your money in True Social, like you kind of just.
Yeah, but the sheer volume of these like smaller, possibly crimes.
Well, this is a pretty major one.
Astounding, but
yeah, how does he keep? Yeah,
I know it's only smaller in the scope. If your other investigations are about like treason and obstruction of justice and like espionage,
right? This is your run of the mill
money laundering.
Yeah, this is your run of the mill multi-$100 million money laundering operations, right? Well, all right. So with the double dipping,
unless the money came from Russia.
Totally. Well, we're going to get to that.
I know.
So with the double dipping came a criminal investigation into the SPAC and True Social itself, which spooked off the SPAC along with investors from pursuing the merger. Well, this means that True Social not getting the injection of funds that they expected, was running low on cash, and one of the loans that they procured, somewhere around was it $8 million total, being funneled through a couple of shell companies that eventually end up being linked to associates of, you guessed it, Vladimir Putin. The Russian money flowing in here.
They have all the money they need out of Russia.
According to one Eric Trump from, what was that, 2016?
Roundabout.
They never ceases to fail.
He always fails to not fail. Well, damn it.
All right. Which is he Tweedledee? Because Tweedledum is the one who signed off on this particular loan to get the funds from the shell companies run by a Russian oligarch. Yep. So Don Jr. signed off on some loans that look pretty fucking suspicious. And now the DOJ is also investigating Trump media for laundering Russian money. So fun times. The legal jeopardy just never ends with this guy because he can't stop. I mean, he's like a compulsive. I don't even know the word. Like, so I don't know if any of you are fans of Dave Chappelle before he went like all anti-trans.
I used to be, like 20 years ago when he was in his. Actually, he'd already left by then. It was like 25 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. What was the thing? Was it a habitual line stepper? Where Charlie Murphy was talking about Rick James on his show. He a habitual line stepper. He just can't help himself. Yeah, Trump is like that, but with like crimes. If the line somewhere is like, oh, this is the delineation between legal and not legal, Trump has to constantly cross those lines. Yeah. I mean, the dude is so fucking greedy. Like all you had to do was was just not commit any fucking crimes, and fucking True Social would have completed this merger, went public, and the company would be worth like at minimum, 1.3 billion dollars. But no, motherfucker had to get greedy and double dip, and now his company can't even complete the merger with the SPAC. He's also under criminal investigation, and the company's probably going to go bankrupt because, again, from what I hear, the cash on hand at the company was somewhere around $13 million. All right, well, they got this $8 million loan from the fucking Russians. They couldn't even give that money back because if they did, they would have basically had enough cash on hand to last another couple of months, and the company would have went insolvent, if not bankrupt. So, yep, fun times. Trump media, the documents case, Manhattan, it's all great. And of course, there's Fannie Willis in Georgia looking at the fake electors plot and his attempt to, basically have tens of thousands of votes thrown out. Yep, walls are closed in. Fun times. All right, we've covered all the fun news developments for the week.
Yay.
Yep, and Ty is apparently high. Ty, did you take an edible tonight?
Oh, she's working.
She's still
just
here.
Ignoring us while she's writing.
Ty's here with us. She's just not here with us.
She's not here with us.
Ty, Colin from Sheets and Giggles is going to kick your ass for not contributing to the podcast.
David, I almost read some fake news
I'm
live on the air.
I'm going to tell him not to send you the sheets and the pillowcases.
But you can still have the giggles.
Okay, you do have the giggles part down. You present some fantastic contributions in the giggle department. Yeah. Also, look, I guess we'll talk about this next week. But Steve Bannon's financier, Carol, what's his name? What's one of his many hundreds of names? Do you remember?
I'm not typing that in now. I dialed Chinese billionaire.
Yeah.
Wang Gui.
Yeah. Wang Gui.
Also goes by Miles Kwok and Kwok Hoan.
Yeah, those are some of his more popular names. He's got a number of them. He was also arrested on like a $1 billion plus fraud charge. And yes, you heard that correctly. That's billion with a B. One of the fun facts about Gui is that he had purchased, a number of extremely expensive items ranging from like a Lamborghini to like the entire, penthouse floor of Manhattan apartment. But yeah, he purchased like something like two $36,000 mattresses.
The fuck is it? $36,000.
36. Yes, you heard that correctly. $36,000 mattress. He bought two of those. Wow. I just hope Colin from Sheets and Giggles can compete. Like, bro, when you send us some goodies, like we're not expecting $36,000 mattresses, but like if you can get us in the neighborhood of like, $3,600, we'll take it. Sign us up.
Yeah. I feel like we're not about to receive mattresses. That would be kind of strange. I'd be like super impressed, but do they even sell mattresses? I'm going to find out all about it when I get my care package.
Oh, yes.
Look, I'm enthusiastic about the owner.
Sheets and Giggles, very sustainable company. They do like the bamboo and the eucalyptus and whatnot. And I think they do the memory foam mattresses as well. We're probably not high enough on like we're not low enough on the totem pole. Wait, how do totem poles work again? I'm confused.
I'd want to be on the top of one, not the bottom. You have other people all on top of you.
Carol, you not a bottom bitch? Is that what you're saying?
I'm the only wife in the house. I'm the only bitch.
I'm so sorry. Just ignore me. Yeah, I don't feel like we're low enough. Low enough on the totem pole to be receiving mattresses, but we'll work our way up.
It's not like getting in on the ground floor of a totem pole. I think it's high enough. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
All right.
We're not getting mattresses. That's fine. Colin, we weren't expecting mattresses, baby. It's fine.
All right. Let me pull up the good old Google machine and see how totem poles work. Totem pole hierarchy suggests that the cultural appropriation of totem poles by Europeans over the years is created. Well, that's not really what I was looking for, but it's created and popularized the false idea that poles display social hierarchy with the chief at the top and the commoners at the bottom. I feel like that is
so. I what I heard there was cultural appropriation and that misconceptions, and that someone is spending some time doing SEO to make sure that we all feel like dicks when we look this up.
All right. What is the order of a totem pole? The figures on the totem pole are arranged from top to bottom, but the sequence of the figures is not indicative of their importance. All right. So it's completely arbitrary, the nature of which the
totem at the top has the best view. So let's just keep that. Best view of what? Not the other totems. So yeah, would you be surprised at all that someone associated with Steve Bannon has a sordid history of financial crime and otherwise and evading debt?
I'm just embarrassed that someone associated with Steve Bannon is getting better mattresses than we are.
We don't know that they're better. It could be stuffed with gold bars. That's why it cost $36,000. Did anyone check his mattresses?
Okay, it's totally fair. He's getting more expensive mattresses than we are, and I guess in
you don't know regard, that I don't have a $36,000 mattress.
Yes, Carol, I'm not familiar with your bed or your bedroom in any way, shape, form, or fashion whatsoever. So you're correct.
It was less than It was less than a 36th of that. Go on.
For anyone out there having trouble doing the math on that, a 36th of 36,000 is 1,000. So yes.
Yes. I don't have an obscenely expensive mattress.
I don't either. I'm not quite so bourgeois as to have spent a significant amount of money on a mattress. And look, and the way I feel like expensive mattresses are largely a ripoff. There's like a handful of companies running the entire industry. So they make all the cheap mattresses and they make all the expensive mattresses, but it's really the same brands. They just put different names on the tags.
Hi, are you falling asleep on the computer? What's going on?
I am.
Go to sleep. We love you. Go to sleep. So you got a closing thought?
Yeah, Ty, you go ahead and go to sleep, and eventually you'll be falling asleep on sheets and pillows sponsored by Sheets and Giggles. Thank you, Colin, in advance.
Since we ran out of topics, I feel like this is a good place to end it. We can't wait to come back with you next week and hear about we're going to talk all about, hopefully not Indictment watch. We're going to be drunk as fuck on champagne. And we're going to be like, that was the best episode ever. And we'll listen back and we'll be like,
everyone out there who's been waiting on the Trump indictment, just keep your champagne ready. Don't treat the champagne like, Trump treated Stormy Daniels. Don't pop your cork too early.
$130,000?
No, I'm just saying, like, he,
and then get arrested.
According to Stormy, he only lasted like 2 minutes.
One at a pump and a jump at a. Yeah.
His little mushroom couldn't handle all the excitement.
Yes, the trial will last longer than he ever could. So.
Yeah. Do either of you have a candidate for the Shithole of the Week award?
Ron DeSantis.
Oh my God. You say that every fucking week.
I bet it's Evan Corcoran's lawyer. I bet that guy's a dick. I nominate that guy.
All right, look, we hereby forbid Ron DeSantis from ever being a nominee for the Shithole of the Week award, unless he does something. So
we're clear, he is constantly a huge shithole.
Yes.
Just because we're not awarding him every week, it's just because, like,
Yeah, this
there's
would get really boring if it were like Trump and DeSantis every single week. Like you'd like cut the fucking podcast off. You're like, I'm tired of fucking Ron DeSantis and Trump getting the shithole of the week award. Like, give me
who's
something
tired of
fucking
fucking
new.
Ron DeSantis? Casey DeSantis. No, I'm sure. She's
Yeah.
Well, I hate to break it to you. I think Casey stopped fucking Ron DeSantis a long time ago.
I mean, they have like a 3-year-old, so probably not more than like 3.5 years.
You don't
but
know. Again, this is the same thing with like Ben Shapiro's wife. You don't know that child is his.
No, that's your kid.
Hey,
you told me that it was you and Ben Shapiro's wife.
Don't be telling everybody my business. Like, we got to keep that on the low.
I saw it on Twitter. You tweeted it. I think it might have been a joke.
Child support is expensive. Like, you can't be telling everybody. Like, look, as long as the DNA test doesn't come, I'm in good shape. You know what? I really should have thought this out ahead of time, but I don't actually have a candidate for the Shithole of the Week award this week. Not that there hasn't been any shitholery. I was just unprepared because I was expecting Trump to get indicted all week, so I didn't have any notes.
Let's just go with whichever Republican governor signed on to an anti-trans bill this week.
Yeah.
No, I do actually have one. It's Jim Jordan for abusing the authorities granted to him by being the head of a congressional committee to pursue Alvin Bragg and to potentially obstruct Bragg's investigation into Trump. That's my nominee. Fuck that guy.
All right. Yeah, we'll go with him.
All right. By unanimous decree, I hereby award Jim Jordan award Jim Jordan the Shithole of the Week award. You, sir, are a fucking dipshit. Don't let Jim Jordan watch them get abused and then cover it up after the fact. All right. Wait, that was your closing thoughts as well?
Yeah. Will someone please think of the children? Think of the children. Still vote for the Wisconsin thing. Write some postcards. Recruit other people to do good work.
Yep. Wisconsin Supreme Court election in just a couple of weeks. Make sure if you live in Wisconsin, you get your ass out there and vote for the most Jewish sounding name you've ever seen. I can't pronounce it. Sorry, Carol.
That's okay. I can't pronounce it either. It looks Polish, not Jewish necessarily.
Oh, Polish, like Prosecutorwitz?
If it's got like C's and W's and Z's in it, like in a row.
Yeah, that's it.
They could also be Jewish, but I don't know.
Please don't judge me for not being able to pronounce the name. It's not that I'm being a jackass. It really is like upon reading it, you're like, oh, I actually don't know how to.
I'm sure it's pronounced nothing like we think it's pronounced.
All right, I'm gonna hit the Google machine again.
Wrap it up.
Judge
All right, we're supposed to say what her name is.
Protasowicz. No, I don't know. Protasowicz. I'm
okay,
sorry.
hold on.
I butchered that. I'm gonna edit that out. That's really bad.
It's probably Protasowicz. Protasowicz. I don't know. Janet Protashewicz. Whatever. That's the name.
Judge Janet, God damn it.
Yeah, vote for the
Judge
guy who
Janet.
isn't the other guy.
And if you don't live in Wisconsin, like, get on the internet, find everyone in Wisconsin you know, and tell them to vote for Judge Janet. Fuck that shit.
Protashewicz. And the one who isn't Daniel Kelly. That's an easy name to remember. And then don't vote for him.
Yeah, vote for the woman, not the dude. There you go. That's
JP in the house. In the courthouse. Do it. April 4th.
Save democracy, save access to abortion for women, gun rights, all that shit. It's on the ballot in this particular Supreme Court, state Supreme Court election. It's very important. If you listen to this podcast, you're going to assume that we're all fucking morons and have no idea what we're talking about. But this is probably the most important thing we'll say all day. Vote for Judge Janet. Like, you have no idea what the future repercussions might be if we don't get a liberal majority in Wisconsin. It could literally be the difference between the election being fair in 2024 in Wisconsin being swing state, could decide the presidential election. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Ty, you have any closing thoughts, even though you've barely been here?
She's got closing eyes. Girl's
Yeah,
sleeping.
Ty has closing eyes. Or so yeah, her closing thoughts, or she can't wait for Sheets and Giggles to provide her some nice, comfy, soft sheets.
Did you have? Yeah, we good. What's up? We good?
Who, me? I usually have some closing thoughts, but again, I assume Trump would be indicted this week, so I kind of like skipped out on being prepared for this podcast, which is totally fine. I'm sure y'all will listen to this. Y'all won't even give a fuck. Y'all just want to come hang out with your boy, and I get that, and I appreciate that, and I love y'all. But yeah, my closing thoughts, basically, so the CEO of TikTok was being grilled by Congress this week, basically on the grounds that TikTok being mostly funded and owned, I guess you could say, as a subsidiary of the Chinese congressional leaders on both sides of the aisles. Go figure. This is like the one thing they can get together on. The idea that the security of Americans' data is in question, given that, TikTok's run by a Chinese company. It's funny that they can take all this effort and energy to come together to pile on TikTok, but not realizing that there are a number of other social media apps with questionable security operations when it comes to protecting America's data. Number one on the list would be like Twitter. I know Elon Musk himself, his purchase of Twitter was also funded by Saudi Arabia and the UAE. So I wouldn't necessarily count them as allies, given some of the nature of the reporting of, their espionage level activities here over the past couple of years. Just as much of a threat as China, if not more, because we don't take them seriously. And now they have access to millions of users' data the same way TikTok is. And I just wish someone would take this fucking dipshit Elon out. Like if you gave him the same level of scrutiny as you give TikTok, you'd probably come to the conclusion that maybe banning TikTok isn't the answer. But if you gotta ban TikTok, you damn sure need to ban Twitter until this shit is under control. Because this guy, he spent $44 billion on Twitter, and instead of turning it into a profit, he's now $12 billion in the hole as of today.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer social networking.
Yeah,
mogul.
So this motherfucker is financially vulnerable, and he has millions of... he has the data of millions of Americans that he could sell to try and make himself whole. Jesus Christ.
For his AI-generated, ill-begotten nude photo synthesizer simulator for his revenge porn on the world. An idea I just gave him.
Come on, Congress. Pay attention to the other threat in the room, the other foreign billionaire who's trying to ruin our fucking democracy. Jesus Christ. And that concludes this episode of Part of the Interaction.
All right, let's go tuck in our girl.